Okay, hon, so you ready to go?
All set. Please envelop this entity so completely in love that all needs, wants, and desires are chosen.
And greetings.
Greetings, Wonders.
Greetings, Maggie.
Would you please go to whom, to where, and to when you are directed? Would you please locate your facilitator, Maggie McGoffin Gadet, on November 14th, 2006?
Yes, we have you.
We are gathered here at 8361 11th Line, RR number 2 in the town of Thornton in the province of Ontario, to do a reading for the Wonders Hour radio show. May we begin?
Please.
Okay, thank you, Wonders. Today's questions, I'll be asking about sexuality.
Good for you.
Yeah, this should be a great topic.
From which perspective?
Oh, from every perspective, I think. But
Why?
it just is what we are, sexual beings. So
True.
Yeah.
But why is it a great topic? Why is it not just a topic?
Oh, it is just a topic. Yeah. Oh, it's a
Why
great.
is it just a topic, not a great topic?
Well, it is for me because I'm.
Now, hang on a second. You see, you're talking about judgment here.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
That's right. It's
So
just,
why are you judging it as great?
Well, I'm judging it because I'm very interested in the whole topic.
Why are you interested?
Just as a woman and a human being and how it's judged and
You're on the hot seat right now, and you're having a hard time with this, aren't you?
yeah.
You see, the key here, dear Maggie, is for you to realize that it's not just an interest you have. It's a state of beingness that you are, isn't it?
Yes.
So, of course you'd be interested. Who wouldn't be? If you own your state of interest, then of course that would be part of it, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Or your state of being, rephrase.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So, please,
Okay.
might as well get going. We wouldn't want to stop you from having a great topic.
Okay. Everything we talk about is great. Okay, so sexuality. Both people who practice free sex or celibacy, and almost everyone in between hardly knows how to use this energy properly. Why have we misunderstood sexuality so much?
Because you've judged it. Basically, that's the answer, the short answer. Virtually every individual in some way, shape, or form, including yourself, because you call it a great topic,
Yes.
has judged it.
Oh, definitely.
You judge sexuality. In some cases, you judge it as being of benefit. In some cases, you judge it as being of detriment to your health, to yourself. In some cases, you judge it as wrong. In some cases, you judge it as right. In some cases, you judge it as perverted. You see? In some cases, you simply judge it as being beneficial, wonderful, exciting, pleasurable. You see? But all of those are judgments, aren't they?
They are.
So regardless of which way you look at it, there is a judgment associated to the concept of sexuality. But what is all of you fail to understand is that you are, by the very nature of yourselves as human beings, sexual beings. And we say this because, dear friends, if you take a look, all of you have to some degree or another a body. Since you are considered humans, in part of that body you have a head, 2 arms, 2 legs. And also, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, because after all, some of you may not be, you also have 2 breasts and either a vagina or a penis. That's basically the extent of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, for those of you unfamiliar, the normal perspective of sexual organs is considered mainly centered in the groin area, which is basically your vagina and penis, or in the breast area. Do you see? But what you fail to realize is that your whole physical body, every part of it, from the toes to your hair, is part of your sexual organs. Do you see?
Yes.
And can respond as such, if perceived by you, by the mind, as such. Do you see? But the mind judges it, and has judged your sexuality as being centered in certain parts, and the result is you define yourself by those parts. You see? But ultimately, whether you define yourself by those parts or you define yourself by the fact that you are a complete sexual being, you still are, aren't you?
Yes.
You see? So you can't avoid it. Now, what you do with that is up to you. It's up to each individual. Some individuals want to judge it and denigrate it and deny it. Other individuals want to relish in it and celebrate it. And some individuals celebrate it to the point of trying to push it on everybody else. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody's choice then, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
To you too. So what do you think of that?
I think that's good.
That's it?
Oh, no. I find it very interesting.
Get into this moment, dear friend. Forget your questions for a moment.
Okay.
This is where you start interacting with us.
All right.
So what do you think of this?
I think sexuality can, if the church puts it out, if the church says you can or you can't or whatever, or just do it this way.
Forget the church.
Okay.
Forget politics. Forget anybody else. Forget the guy down the street. Forget your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. What do you think?
I think that sexuality is part of everything that I am. And I'm unhappy sometimes when I feel I either have to cover up or act a certain way or feel guilty about certain things
Yes.
that I have thoughts about or freedoms that I feel I should have or...
And that you don't allow yourself to.
Exactly.
So what you do is you limit yourself, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Based on perspectives, concepts, and ideas and constructs.
Yes.
You basically limit yourself, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You limit thoughts, feelings, actions, desires, choices, interactions with others. You limit that which makes you happy, and you limit that which makes you sad. That which gives you joy and pleasure, and that which gives you sorrow and pain. Notice how you limit all of those?
Mm-hmm.
And yet we use those very words to describe what? Observation without judgment, don't we?
Yes.
When we suggest to an individual to observe without judgment, we say, observe your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your desires, your choices, your interactions with others. Observe that which makes you sad and that which makes you happy, that which gives you joy and pleasure and that which gives you sorrow and pain. Observe it all. But you see, you use sexuality as a way of judging all of that. Do they?
Mm-hmm.
And the resultant, of course, is you never observe that without judgment, do you?
Exactly.
Now just imagine if you allowed yourself to observe without judgment those aspects, how that would impact your perspective of sexuality.
Mm-hmm. That would make a big difference, wouldn't it?
What do you think?
Well, it would. I'm almost trying to wrap my mind around to see how it relates, but for sure, observation without judgment.
Oh, you don't think it relates?
Oh, no, I know it does, but how I can put it into words or how it relates to me.
No, let's just explore that for a moment.
Yeah.
You said yourself that what you thought of sexuality was that you were in some way, you couldn't think the way you wanted to, you couldn't be who you wanted to be, you were reacting to styles and everything else around you.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So you limited your sexuality.
Yes.
Well, what is that then? If you think about it, it's thoughts, feelings, actions, desires, choices, interactions with others, isn't it?
Yes. And it's all with judgment.
And it's all with judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And the judgment is mainly centered around your whole concepts of sexuality. Now imagine if the world, all of a sudden, stopped judging sexuality and just observed it.
Mm-hmm.
Not to define it, not to judge it, just to observe it. They would be able to observe their thoughts, their feelings, their actions, their desires, their choices, their interactions with others. You see?
Yes.
They'd be able to observe that which makes them sad and that which makes them happy, that which gives them joy and pleasure and that which gives them sorrow and pain. They'd observe all of that, wouldn't they?
Yes.
And in the observation of it, they could make a choice then, couldn't they?
Exactly.
They'd get a greater appreciation of what sexuality was all about, wouldn't they?
Yes.
And in appreciating that sexuality, they could choose more freely, couldn't they?
Yes, exactly.
And isn't that what basically we've been encouraging all of humankind to do, is to choose freely?
Yes.
If you chose freely, if you appreciated your sexuality, would you really choose to be guided or led by people who deny and denigrate their own sexuality?
No.
Would you choose to have religious leaders or spiritual leaders that deny and denigrate their sexuality?
No.
Would you choose to have doctors and lawyers and friends and acquaintances and anyone else, parents, that deny and choose and reduce their sexuality?
No.